Okay, my name is Pavel Smetana. I'm coordinator of the CONTINUUM project, and I prepared some concrete questions for tailored to CONTINUUM with the focus on Vladimir Turner, who is the Czech artist here present, who is activist, ecological activist, and artist in the similar area we are treating in our project, and he's coping with some our of project's goals, addressing global crisis, hybridizing art, science, technology, and also fostering transdisciplinary collaboration. The first question will concern art and ecological activism, and I would like to know from Vladimir that your work merges art and ecological activism. How do these two aspects of your practice influence each other? Do you view your art as a form of activism, or is it more of a tool for fostering deeper reflection and societal change regarding environmental issues?
Um, the so the ecological activism is necessary to be involved in everybody's everyday life, I think. And me as an artist with power to talk to people, and there are some people listening and watching what I do, I feel like it's my duty to do somehow not maybe necessarily activist, but environmentally focused artworks. And the way how I do it is that I work with humor to make these really heavy and difficult topics and themes kind of lighter for the viewer. Sometimes lighter, sometimes heavier. I think that being an artist is not enough. And I don't divide if I'm an artist, activist, filmmaker. I'm a human being who wants this planet to kind of be as much healthy as possible. So I guess I try to be responsible human. I don't divide if I'm artist or activist.
Can you give an example of specific project or piece where you felt your art had a direct impact on raising awareness or prompting action around ecological concerns?
Like measuring the impact of artwork is always really difficult. I'm not into measuring it. Even if you change mind of one person or you clean like piece of beach in the middle of wilderness where it's toxicated, I think it's enough. It's not upon us to blame ourselves if somebody is doing enough or not. I think important is to do something. But there has been some times which I think it was successful. For example, in Kyrgyzstan, in the middle of the desert, I kind of cleaned a beach next to Isikul Lake, and I found abandoned billboard, and I hanged all the trash from the beach to this abandoned billboard. And in this small village with low education and like no not much going on, the people actually started to be not arty people, local people started to be interested in it because it looked kind of visually interesting, and actually it was a more kind of educational project or problem that the people didn't even know that the trash is polluting the landscape. So that might be kind of a good example which paradoxically won some advertisement award, this project, even though I didn't apply for it, but some advertisement company thought that this is a good way for promoting cleaner future, let's say.
Can you talk about one of your old projects, which maybe people don't know outside of Czech Republic, but it has very big impact in Czech Republic? Uh, I'm thinking how you call it in English. Maybe you know better. Výbuch.
The explosion on
Explosion on the TV. Because I make just small description. On Czech TV, we have a special camera in the mountains and different landscapes. And when it's nothing's happened, they transmit in direct transmission this camera. They have, I don't know how many, maybe 20. And you can see the mountains and landscape, and nobody is watching it, actually. And they hacked the system. It was Vladimir and a group of artists called Stohoven, and they mixed with the explosion of atomic nuclear bomb in that. It made a big impact in all the Czech society, especially for the people they never heard about any activism, arts or something. They took it really, and it had big consequences because it was big trial, which made even amplification of this situation, because this trial was real. And in one moment, even me personally, I was involved as expert to talk that it was art, that it was not like terrorism, because some people, especially politicians, said, oh, it's terrorist act and all these artists should go directly to prison. It means sometimes as activists you risk, I would say, your life, and it was, in one moment it was very serious. Can you talk about it? What was behind? Because it was not only provocation.
This project was about, it was called On Media Reality, and it was about the manipulation, media manipulation, how the media manipulate us every day. So we were literally looking for the biggest way how to make some kind of scandal and show how easy it is to make a scandal. The easiest way was to put atomic explosion, nuclear atomic explosion in Czech landscape in this weather forecast panoramatic view, so it actually looked kind of realistic. And we were waiting for what's going to happen, and what we actually produced was a media performance that took 2 years, going to the courts, being interviewed by the best known journalists from all around the world, showing the work all around the world, and at the same time almost going to the prison. So that was about how easy it is to manipulate people, basically.
And where is the art in that?
I think the art is creating situation and discussion. This was media happening, so there is, it probably on theoretical level follows the video art, media art kind of aesthetics. Technologically, it was actually really easy, but somehow people were really interested in the technical part of it, which I'm actually never interested in. I'm interested in creating situations where people can discuss stuff. I'm not interested in beautiful art being hanged on the walls. I don't think there is enough time to do decorations. The world is burning. We should use art for education, sharing, and communication between each other, and that's the strength of art. And that's why it's important to join artists, scientists, journalists, because each of these fields have got different means how to communicate. And we as artists have got this privilege that we can work with irony, over exaggerating metaphors. So we are kind of lucky that we don't have to be exact all the time, and we emphasize solidarity, empathy, and that's what I want to do in my art.
It means clearly for you art as other function than just decorating or making beautiful things that people can buy and put in their house and feel happy about it. You think that art has different mission, right?
For me personally, for sure, I couldn't live like with myself doing something which is closed in somebody's flat or private gallery. I want to communicate with people. I'm not into money and success.
One of the goals of our Continuum project is explore the intersection of art, science, technology to address global crisis. Have you collaborated yourself with scientists, technologists, or other experts in your work to find some, on one side, like innovative solution for example, environmental changes, or to know what you are presenting, that it's not like fake, because it can be also ecological fakes, or some that you had a real and concrete example from somebody you trust as scientist or technologist.
I also work as a documentary filmmaker, working on the same topics on which I work in my private visual art, so I can get deeper into the topics through the documentary filmmaking. And a part of the research usually begins with either me being amateur scientist, trying to do research either in ecology, sociology, or some kind of technology, or if there is enough budget and time, I work with scientists. I'm also part of scientific team of Academy of Science in Czech Republic, in a team led by philosophist Alice Koubová, and it's a group of scientists, and I'm the only artist there, working on a topic of social resilience connected to climate change, wars, pandemics, and all the mixture of crises we experience. So that's kind of new thing for all of us, and I think it's necessary to experiment in the ways how to combine our knowledge, share it, and try to communicate. So for sure, it's somehow popularization of the scientific researches, and art has got this power to communicate if it's not over intellectual or conceptual, it needs to be either kind of something, I guess, maybe sometimes some even too narrow, as I want to send a clear message. So working with I think it's natural for me to either to work with activists or local people or scientists to build communities and have structures which are maybe not official, but it's important.
The next question is like connected a little bit what you said, developing this team. Do you believe art has the power to inspire tangible change in the way we live and adapt to the planet's changing condition? And if so, what specific changes would you hope to see as a result of your work?
I would like to see people being more solidary. I would like to see politicians realize that yesterday was too late to change things and the processes we are experiencing in post-capitalist world based on fossil fuels and exploitation of planet Earth. I would like to see societies based on relationships, not on money. I would like to see the end of economical progress and growth. That's what I would like to see, and I try to emphasize with my art.
Okay. And in your own practice, how do you incorporate sustainability and eco-consciousness into your artwork?
I usually don't buy new material. Which is not. I don't think it's. I'm not blaming somebody if he buys paints to make his stuff. But my practice usually is based on upcycling, so I upcycle stuff that is thrown out. I don't I don't work with politicians and institutions that are into art washing, greenwashing. I don't work in any commercial field. I'm really critical about toxicity of the art world, which is the money-based art world. There is like really different flavors of the art world. So I think it's important the background, maybe not the final product, and I try to communicate this through interviews, workshops, or books where my work is shown. So it's exhausting, but it's more like being some kind of a positive propaganda agent than artist sometimes. But this is my strategy, and
Interesting example I can take from a very famous art center now in Prague called Kunsthalle, which is completely new, bright new, beautiful, and lot of exhibition of contemporary art happened there, and also media art, by the way, with some people that we know like Michael Bielitsky and other, and ZKM who which did a big exhibition on media art there. But in the same time, this is possible because it was financed by one of Czech billionaires who is owning many coal fields and
not anymore. He doesn't own them.
okay, and you didn't agree to expose there and to be even you did some performances at the opening, right? Can you a little bit talk about it? Why you did it? Because many other artists they don't care, even in your generation. And what the position? Why you did it? If and what it can change maybe.
So you want to get political? So I think the fact that there exist billionaires and oligarchs in this world is the failure of free society. It's not even like it's worse than feudalism. These extremely rich people who are actually ruling the world, not the governments. These people are ruling the media, and through all their structures they are lobbying and actually ruling the governments, are the biggest evil in the society, and they are the barrier which we need to break to get free and to survive on this planet. So cooperation with any of these people is totally no-go for me. And this guy, Pudil, is a ex-coal baron who was mining black coal. He's actually involved in like huge corruption problems, doesn't matter that much, but he started to do this art washing agenda pretending he cares about art. So he can clean his karma, the classic art washing thing which is happening all around the world. And artists who are showing his work there are legitimizing his strategies. They are actually becoming like a puppets who are making a smoke screen for the real problems. And even some artists who are, sometimes they relate to ecology or feminism or social topics, should be aware of the fact that they work and they are paid by a guy who is actually the problem. So I will not fight against the problem and get paid by the problem. So this is for me like a totally clear message, and people somehow should relate to that.
And interesting question in that, because this activism is not new. I remember Hans Hacke, I don't know if you know, Hans Hacke, 30 years ago, he did big exhibition in Centre Georges Pompidou in Paris about South African company. Actually, it's Dutch company. They are mining gold and also coal, but specifically gold in terrible condition. And all these black miners, they live like slaves there, basically. And he showed that the same company is selling everywhere the shoes, because it's big international company and they have many parts and they sell the shoes you can buy every day. And but the question, this artist, it's activist, and it was very popular. But when Centre Georges Pompidou bought one piece, they didn't want it to say, in some other artist asked, what did they pay for this piece? And it was like 1 year of trials, because they didn't want to say that they pay a lot of money, like 100,000 of euro for this piece, which was about activism, but Hans Hakem made quite a lot of money with that. What do you think about it?
I don't know this case, but probably the topic is the hypocrisy of artists or hypocrisy of people and institutions. So that's what I think I made the message clear, that's why I don't work for advertisement companies. I don't compete in art awards and prizes, because I even think that the competition and ambition is the same. That's capitalist kind of way. We can do sports to compete. That's okay to compete in sport, but not in real life. The competition leads to wars and to power and money corrupts yourself.